Hello, hello, hello. I have no music on or anything like that. I'm very ill prepared, but hello and welcome. I hope you're all doing very well today. I think I have this already on. Yeah, how are we doing? How are we doing? I still have a little bit of a cough. Hello, Aktosh. How are you? Hope you're doing very well. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Depending where you are, it may already be Christmas. Santa's having his cookies. I still have a cough, but it's not that bad. Gathering mutations is better than every other content. Yeah, maybe. I don't. What do I? I'm a big fan of PvP. Whoa, Aktosh, where are you from? Are you? Wait, are you? Where's ahead of us right now? Australia? Maybe. Where you based? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you want to say. Happy, merry, jolly. Wait, do you get your stuff on Christmas Eve? In the UK, you only get your stuff on Christmas Day. Not that it's weird or anything. You do get your stuff on Christmas Eve. Nice. I think I've heard that before, right? But it's one of the things that I definitely forgot. But nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's cheating. Well, what do you do on Christmas Day? Apart from what apparently Germans watch like an old British film. I don't know how true that is, but I think I saw it on QI or something. It may be a complete fabrication. I've no idea if we'll have a lot of people or no people. I'm expecting no people because it is literally Christmas Eve. So I'm expecting quite a chill stream tonight, right? Most watched The Little Lord. The Little Lord. Well, there you have it. Merry Christmas from Malta. Well, hi, Denki. We're always allowed to open one gift. That doesn't one gift I'm okay with, right? This is 100% true. We have a nice Christmas day, everyone. Have a nice Christmas day, everybody. Don't know what the movie is called in English, but I don't think we even know it in England, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it's a film that is standard. But yeah, the title of this stream, by the way, was I wrong, refers to a couple of different things. One, was I wrong about mutations and ward gear? Spoiler alert, no, it's still stupid. Two, I made a video about this time last year where I said New World would be the best MMO of 2022. Was I wrong? Yes. Yes, I was wrong. However, not by a long way. It just didn't quite have the redemption story I anticipated. It had a bit of a redemption story, didn't it? But not quite the one I envisioned. Which one's the best then? Well, that's a good question. I would probably put it with World of Warcraft, right? I don't play any other MMO. So it's a fair question, Falcon. I'm not really the most biased. I'm not really the best person to answer that question, having only played the one MMO this year. I played Lost Ark for like a day. Not even a day, it was literally like 30 minutes. But I think the sentiment around World of Warcraft seems to be quite good at the minute. Now, obviously, that might not be the case in the long run. 2022 games were. I'm not talking about I'm just talking about MMOs, by the way. The best game, obviously, I mean, you're looking at the God of War game and Elden Ring probably there for the title, right? Elden Ring especially being very, very popular. But MMO wise, I don't necessarily think that was the case. I think without World of Warcraft's turnaround, you could have argued it was New World, I think. Personally, I love the way that you need different gear sets for mutations. It makes sense, but the gatekeeping people doing low mutation makes zero sense. Because you don't need ward gear. Yeah, so I'll come on to mutations in a bit, right? Chris, I don't want to show you how good I am at games. Like, it's actually embarrassing. I went 6-0 in Arena yesterday. I mean, honestly, no. Anybody who knows me knows I'm taking the mic. But if you don't know, you're like, man, this guy's full of himself. I'm not being serious. But yeah, I think so. So there has been an interesting article, right? Let's get this up. MMORPG. Let's get this on the screen. Don't worry. The best part about Elden Ring is seeing the streamer die. Yes, and I mean, it would just happen. It would just be only that, I think. So let me see what I've got on my screen here. What I actually want is Firefox. Okay. Firefox. Now I haven't actually seen this. I haven't actually seen what I'm going to show you. Never played WoW, so wouldn't know either. Graphics are too outdated. Yeah, for me, it's not for me either. But it just seems to have been very well received this year. Now, as I said, I haven't actually seen this. I just know of it. So let's see if I can find it. They did like an award, and they gave New World the most improved MMO of 2022, right? I don't know if I can find it. When did they do this? Oh, here we go. Game of the Year awards. Okay. Well, let's see what they say the game. Oh, it's a video. I'm not watching the video. Let's just see the. Wait, why is an MMORPG giving awards for like best battle royale? What's going on here? What's this? This is not what I want to see. I'm here for MMORPGs. Best persistent world. Why have you gone with 2? It's a tie. Okay. I'm just going through these now. I literally haven't seen this before. Fortnite is... I mean... I don't subscribe... I don't agree with you guys. Well, that's not what I was trying to do. Where's my big... Am I on the wrong... Wait, where's my... Oh, these are my big boy. Here we go. Okay, this is what I was trying to get to. With all the questing and story in Fortnite, it is an MMO. Hey, look, I mean, massively multiplayer. I mean, to be fair, you're right. It's an MMO. It's just not an RPG. I can't disagree with you, right? Narca Blade Point, maybe. I don't know. Best indie MMORPG, Temtem. Temtem, I played very briefly when it was in early access. I thought that was quite... Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Best mobile MMORPG, Genshin Impact. Every Genshin Impact player will be like, it's not a mobile game. It pretty much is, though, isn't it? Most anticipated MMORPG, Blue Protocol. I agree with this, but I think it won't be. But completely died. It did die quite quickly, didn't it, Nemesis, to be fair? I do think that the most anticipated MMORPG of 2022... Well, I mean, technically, I'd put Ashes of Creation, right? I mean, oh, wait, they've actually gone with Riot's Runeterra MMO. You can't have Riot... Wait, whoa, no, wait, whoa. I thought they meant like in a game that's actually coming out next year. Okay, if you're just going to have most anticipated MMORPG, there's only one answer, and that is Ashes of Creation. Anything else is just wrong. I don't know how to break this to them. And maybe I'll go and have words. The top 3, it's Riot's MMO. It's Ashes of Creation, Riot's MMO, then Blue Protocol, right? And I actually think Throne and Liberty will be the most hyped game of next year over Blue Protocol. I just don't think people realise it yet. I mean, Blue Protocol, it doesn't have PvP, mate. Right? It's like, yeah, it's going to be a long time. Ashes of Creation will never come out. Lols. I mean, okay. Okay. Now, this is the one that we need to talk about briefly, right? This one right here. I think Ashes of Creation I honestly think Ashes of Creation could genuinely come out in 2025, but I don't think it's any earlier than that. It may... So, there was one YouTube channel, it might be Richie SH or something, and he was like, yeah, Ashes of Creation's coming out in 2023 or 2022, believe me. And then he was like, Ashes of Creation's coming out in 2024, believe me. I'm like, mate, it's probably 2025. Hey, the core gameplay. Riot is best for you. Yeah, I mean, the Riot MMO could be proper, like, popping off, right? Ashes of Creation, extremely small team with too much stuff. I mean, that could be true. No, I mean, Narc is an amazing content creator, but I think people, like, there's too much copium for Ashes of Creation, I think. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a good game if it actually delivers most of what it says. But let's face it, it's not coming out for 3 years. And Narc's going to have to do a lot of content without a game. To be fair, it should have an alpha and stuff like that, so he actually will have content. I don't know much about EVE Online, but I will say that EVE Online had a bit of a controversy this year with, I can't remember, I don't even know what it was, but all the streamers and everything just all went dark. They went dark for like a week or a day or something. Riot MMO might come out before Ashes of Creation. You know, Ego Gaming, I actually agree with you. I think that's not an undue assessment. I think Riot probably know how to make games quickly and consistently, and that could very well happen, right? Like that's, yeah, there's a very realistic potential of that. New World could have done with 1 or 2 more years in the works. I think, Falcon, if New World launched now, and then they had equivalent content for the next year, so it's actually sort of, it would have been hard to delay it for a year to do this, then I think New World would have been, the whole opinion of New World would change. I think people would agree with the mutations and stuff like that being a bit of a problem, but I don't think the sentiment would be so negative. Like, I read a thread on Riot, on Reddit, and it was like a list of MMOs, and they were listing through them like, oh wow, old age, whatever. And then New World was, it's pretty much a meme at this point. So like, people not interested in New World think it's pretty much a meme. Don't think it's that bad, right? Right, MMO has been so excited but so little info. Yeah, like there's just nothing to it, right? The Gypsum patch at the earliest. Well, I don't know what you mean though. The Gypsum patch was the one of the earlier patches, right? I don't know what you're implying though. But Alpha 2, closed beta 1, beta 2, pre-release, full release, 1 year per dev for MMO standard. Yeah, I sort of agree with you though, right? Like, it could very easily be beyond 2025. Like, I mean, 2025 is optimistic, I think. And I'd be very curious how many YouTubers will be going with it then. I think a lot of them will, because of Alpha 2 and stuff like that. Like, that is coming out. Hey, Pinola, how are you? Merry Christmas again to everybody, by the way, if you weren't here the first time around. If you want to help me, maybe give this stream a bit of a like. I don't normally ask for likes, but you can do if you like. If you like, Lord, I'm so funny. I'm just taking off my socks. When I get bought socks, I generally want plain black socks so I can just mix and match, right? But then people will insist on buying me nice socks. I don't know. I think these are Tommy Hilfiger, right? I would never buy myself Tommy Hilfiger socks. Somebody's bought me these. Hey, Crazy Killing, how are you? It's all right. Caps for the win. I mean, that New World could have had released on the Gypsum patch. Yeah, that would have been a much better system. They obviously planned that, right? Or if they didn't, they got that out the door quickly. It's hard to know if they planned it or didn't plan it. But it would have been a much better system. A much better thing to launch with. Now, I'll just show you what I'm talking about here with this video. Let me get on YouTube. Let me get... Oh, there's 84,000 people watching I Show Speed. And I'm pretty sure that guy takes speed. I have no idea who he does anyway, by the way. What am I doing? I want to go on... There's method to the madness here, just bear with me. I made this video here. It wasn't not one of my more popular views. Like, look at it. Like, not a very popular video. Oh god, I look weird. My hair is a mess. The lighting also a bit weird. But I made this. I'm gonna go back. And I said, New World will be the best MMO in 2022. And surprisingly, I don't think people agreed with me. You know? A little bit weird. But that was my... I made a video called that. Gypsum patch seemed unplanned. Unplanned. The Gypsum patch was weird, wasn't it, Chris? Like, it felt like they knew they had to do something and they put it in quickly, but I've never seen them do that quickly before. Like, I've never seen them actually act that quickly. So pretty weird. Pretty weird. So, yeah. So So the AGS team seem fast. Yeah, but they're never fast. Everything they do is sort of slow. Anyway, I made this video. Best MMO. I wonder if anybody disagrees with me. Let's actually check it. This guy was agreeing with me. He's placing his bet on it as well. I agree, dude. I don't know what I said in the 10 seconds. New World needs to be remade to be any good. This guy was gambling on PvP arenas, to be fair, so was I. You hope, but there's no proof. Oh, this guy was right. This guy is right. This guy said I'm on copium. Again, not wrong, is he? Not wrong. But then we have this. The most improved MMO of 2022. So was I wrong? I mean, I think so. I think most people would say that New World was not the best MMO of 2022, right? However, I do think that it was probably the most improved MMO. I actually agree with that. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable statement, and I'm prepared to pin my tail on that subject. Now, we'll quickly go through the rest of these. I also do want to talk about if I was wrong about mutations and ward gear, because I actually think I may have been. Where does it improve? Fresh launch is the same as release. Oh, so, I mean, I don't really agree with that. I find myself agreeing with J more than any other New World. Suffered a lot from its launch. Ups and downs, its public image got corrupted, pun intended. Launching now would have bypassed all of that. That's true, I agree with that. New World is heading in a fantastic direction, but content-wise it needs another year before being able to really retain players. I think PvE raids are like one of the big things, right? It had a lot of competition this year with WoW, Wrath, Classic. Yeah, that's true, exactly. Lamphy, I actually do agree with you though. Like, if there was no WoW, I genuinely think people might be saying New World was the best MMO. I mean, maybe. It's al dente. I mean, I wouldn't call it al dente yet. I'd say it's slightly below al dente. It's like al dente, but people don't like al dente. Now, was there anything else? Best ARPG of the year. Was there any other ARPG of the year? Nice if you want pay to win. Survival. Is Valheim an MMO? I've got a problem with the first M. Massive. Isn't it only like 16 players or something? Massive. This feels like a very loose term for MMO, right? I mean 10 players max. Just highlight this M here because you think you can invite friends. Sure, you can play with other people. I'm not denying you can. I'm not sure you can deny it. It's an online game. It's a multiplayer online game. Is it massive? No, it's not an MMO. Let's be real with ourselves. Come on. Best RPG of the year. Yeah, you can have that one. Best MMO RPG of the... Wait, what? I thought people were going to go with WoW. I actually didn't realise Final Fantasy was that popular this year. Feels like last year was Final Fantasy's year. But I guess people did like Endwalker. Okay. Apparently Endwalker was incredible. I can't deny that. I didn't play it, so okay. I sort of agree with most of this list, apart from the fact that this has been called an MMO. I think it's legit. I think New World was probably the most improved MMO. I also think this one was jank. I don't know why you would not put Ashes of Creation there. It feels like more than one player equals MMO. Yeah, at the minute it's just a multiplayer game. I don't know how you can call it. Is it literally is Valheim literally 10 people? Wait, let me Google that. How many people? How many people? Valheim game. 1 to 10. You can't even see it because I'm in the way, but it is literally 1 to 10. 1 to 10. 10 players in an MMO. Counter-Strike is an MMO. Call of Duty is an MMO. Guys, please be real with yourselves. That's not an MMO. Look, I don't want to shatter the dreams of this website. You'd think MMORPG.com would be able to tell what an MMO was. Some servers can hold more, but map size is best with 5 to 10. At least Fortnite's 100. Like 100 is what? 5% of New World ish. I mean, when it first launched, I'm okay with that. 100's quite a lot of people. I'll call. Wait, was it, but even wait even but that didn't even win an MMO category. It just won a category called Best Royale. It's hard to deny. Why didn't they say Best Battle Royale MMO? Just call it an MMO. Best MMO. I don't know. That's stupid. But so I do think I was wrong slightly about this topic, by the way, that the New World will be the best MMO. I think New World was the most improved MMO. I think we can give it that. I did sort of feel like things would go a little bit better. Now, maybe that was me being pure high on the old cope, the old narc drug. Wikipedia says a massive online multiplayer is a game online with a large number of players, often hundreds or thousands on the same server. Yeah, 10 equals 100. True. Actually, fair point. It's just 1-0 away. That's actually, mind-blowingly true. I never thought of it like that. So, yeah, I thought New World would be a bit better received than it has been. It's been good. This year's been better than the first couple of weeks of launch. I think we can all agree with that. But the numbers didn't really start doing anything for a long time. Most of the positivity from Brimstone Sands is gone by now. State of the game is not great, especially PvP-wise, and the roadmap was extremely poor. I don't necessarily agree that the roadmap was extremely poor, by the way. I think the roadmap was a little bit weak, but I wouldn't call it extremely poor. I think there's more to come on that front. Let me see if I can get this up on Firefox so I don't have to look at anything else in my life. Why would you not let me open? Why would you give me a small ass version of your roadmap? You can literally save the roadmap. Are they gonna have the roadmap? The official website. Okay, here we go. The roadmap is badly marketed, but the content coming out in 2023 is extremely good. Again, I think we've gone from one end of the spectrum there to the other, and I don't necessarily think either is true. I think we're in the middle, right? I would say that a lot of things on here are a bit crap. Like, gear set storage feels like, just give it to me, right? DLC in autumn. I think we're getting DLC in autumn. I still believe that, right? Springtide event, nobody gives a damn, really. MSQ improvements, nobody gives a damn. Like, you're already level 60, most people. It'll affect 5% of players or something, right? Transmog and collectibles, I actually think that is huge. But again, it sort of feels like, why have you waited a year and a half before that even happens? Maybe nearly actually closer to 2 years. Raid groups in the PvE raid, huge. By the way, the new dungeon, we don't need more dungeons. Am I the only one who thinks like a new expedition is an absolute complete waste of time for New World at the minute? Like, it just feels pointless to me. Most people are probably not going to grind it up to M10 unless there's something really spectacular behind it. Like, I just don't think I would do it necessarily. Oh, somebody's in my Discord or something getting all... Oh, New World have tweeted something. They've tweeted happy holidays. Okay. Makes sense. I don't like the wording on gear set storage. Does that mean I have to use my storage to sort my armor? That could very well be it, by the way. It might be that in your bank, maybe you put a set of gear and you just equip it and then unequip it kind of thing. Which, to be fair, I would still be okay with as long as I could manage those sets a little bit better. Like, I want to be able to have them a little bit better. Mutations are boring once you hit M10. I lose interest. Well, that's another thing, aren't they? That for me, expeditions are boring once I hit M1 or 2. I'm like, can I be arsed getting the rest? Like, I just don't know if I can be bothered. WoW players love dungeons. They get like 20 per expansion. 20? Wait, there's 20 dungeons in WoW? There can't be 20, right? I don't disagree with Brad, so he's saying that they had to put basic features. Yet raid groups being on here, I honestly do find a little bit sad. I also find Summer Medley Fair to be incredibly sad. Raid groups, Summer Medley Fair, I'm like, unless you're drastically changing this, why is it here? I'm just waiting for them to merge the mutation level so it's more accessible. Yeah, Nemesis. So we know that's coming now, at least. Weirdly, I never even thought about that. Like, I just not even thought about it anytime soon. And then when they asked it, I was like, yeah, great idea. You can't find a group? Yeah, that's true. Eagle, I agree with you. So this leads me on to my mutations. And was I wrong about ward gear? I think the answer overall here, by the way, is no, I don't think I was wrong. But I'll tell you what I did do. I did an M7. I think I might have done an M7 and M6 and something else, right? I did a couple of like low-end mutations. Nobody checked my gear. I had full ward gear. I was 625. It wasn't like I was trying to like just walk in. And we ended up only silvering it because we died on Scylla. And I think it was partly my fault because I got a bit of a bug, but I'm not too fussed about it. Other than that, the group was all nice and chill. We were like, hey, thanks, guys. The reality of it was, though, why would I want to voluntarily do an M7 rather than an M10? Well, the only reason is like stress, really, isn't it? Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I play games, I want positive stress rather than negative stress. I've just made that concept up, by the way. I'm hoping you're all on board. But what I mean is, I like the stress of PvP because generally you're not really letting anybody down but yourself. By the way, I just realised that the image on that quite clearly shows the worm, and I never even noticed that before. I'm such a dumbo. Like, okay, I can't, I'll just move it on this one. I didn't realise that the worm is being attacked in the background. I don't know why, I just never noticed that. The only time I get stressed in PvP is like when it's an arena and it's like 1v1 and I've got to actually try and kill. Masochist? I am a masochist. Am I a masochist or am I a sadist? I think I'm a sadist. You just grinded depth to M10 and it was all nice people along the way, no toxicity. It's when you hit M10s at the problem, gank. In Orofina, and there's like one M10 dungeon for both running at the time. In New World, in the lobby, there'll be like one or... On Barry, there's one or two for me. I have 602 gear score. Only way I can upgrade my gear is through gypsum and occasional umbral from chest runs. So, Eagle, you would be better doing your gypsum every day, yeah, basically. You just got to do your gypsum. There's no other good way, really. It's just get your gypsum up, get your weapons up first, ideally. Or, obviously, you can try and do an M1 and M2 and stuff like that, but you're probably going to struggle with gear score so low. Because everybody thinks that they need more to get through it. Which isn't necessarily even true, right? Yeah, I mean, once you get to 625, yeah, but then the question is, are you going to need ward gear to do the M10s? So the whole point of my like rant was having to have 4 sets of ward gear. I still think 4 sets of ward gear is absolutely mind-blowingly stupid, by the way. I think it should just be 1. But, oh, that's a fair point, what Chris says. That Brimstone gives you 610 gear, so you can skip a few umbral upgrades. Yeah, so if you have a 610 sword, for example, and you upgrade it to 611, your expertise bumps up to 611. So in that way, it's quite good. The winter event gives you gypsum like candy. Yeah, so you can get them from the trees. Make sure you collect in the trees. Most people that do M10s have pre-made groups, risking random people you don't like it. Yeah, so that's the problem. Like, if you've got people you're playing with, then M10s are like fine, right? It's pretty easy to pick up 2 perk with ward. I've run M8s on just that. Yeah, so the problem is like 2 perk, it's fine, but the only one that you should even probably do it for would be corruption, because you get the most amount of expeditions from it. If you just have Laz, well, now you've got Star Mine, but if you just have like lost gear, you're literally just doing barnacles, right? The trees don't give you umbrals directly. The Christmas trees give you gypsum, which obviously you can then turn into umbrals, right? But that is only for 2 reps I'm using. There is no hatchet from Brimstone. Yeah, that's true. Well, there might be a hatchet. I actually don't know if there is. I've run on them blue 1 perk ward gear. Chris is an absolute beast. You're not wrong, guy. 4 sets now, it took 3. It's the amount of sets, right? So I actually don't mind ward gear as a concept, right? Because I'll tell you for why. I wasn't that bothered about having Like being able to do M10s in my resilient PvP gear, understandably, I actually don't mind not being able to do that. I could be like, okay, that's a bit of a problem. It's a bit weird. But having then 4 sets to do M10s is like, what? Give me just 1 stat. Ward gear should just be 1 stat. Or get rid of it completely. I literally don't mind. You're still missing ancient ward legs. And sacred on an ancient piece. Haven't maxed armoring. 4 dungeons for corrupted. 3 for ancient. 2 for lost. 1 angry earth. What's the other ancient one? You're not including Iliad. Are you including Iliad? What's the other ancient one? Nah, it's 2. Wait, it's not that many dungeons, is it? Iliad is... I thought Iliad was mainly corrupted. Oh, God. Iliad is ancient twice. Oh, I thought Iliad was... Okay, that's even... The dual ones are even more stupid, right? Oh. No, I don't want to do an Iron Man. Like, I actually would love to do it, but I can't do it on... I don't have the right show for it, if that makes sense. Like, this isn't the right kind of channel to do an Iron Man. I would love to do it on Twitch or something, maybe. Ward gear is dumb. It gets worse when an expedition have more. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I thought Iliad was mainly corrupted. I've done Iliad once. Like, I just do them... Oh, actually, have I done it twice? I think I've done it once. Oh, I may have done it twice. How was it? What? I can't remember. We spent ages in it. But there was no real purpose for me to do it. I think you're viewing this from somebody who wants to do more PvP, which you've mentioned. If you remove the grind for war gear from PvE, you're removing massive achievements. No, I am. I think 1 set of ward gear is fine. I think 4 sets is a little bit much. Iliad gives you 3 light armor ancient gear. Light armor? Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. What M do I have to be in to do that? If you had to piece together only 1 set, that would be amazingly simple, which is okay. But that would need a lot more content and a lot faster. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you, Justin. Can we agree that really the problem is Amazon? Oh, it's Oh, you get it from M1 to M10. So the problem is, Justin, that multiple ward sets puts people off. But 1 ward set may mean that people quit earlier. For me, I agree with Asmongold. I've said this a few times. I don't necessarily agree with Asmongold on everything. But he said he feels that people should be able to complete an MMO. Because he thinks completing a game is a good idea. And I agree. I think you should be able to complete an MMO. Now, what you would then need the ward gear for would be a problem. In a weird way, you'd be chasing your tail, right? You'd be trying to get the best ward gear to get the best ward gear. Like, what are you actually trying to achieve? The actual problem is New World's reward structure. And I hope when we get transmog and collectibles, that there's a reason to do stuff like that. Easy, Chris. You're not wrong. Ward sets wouldn't have been an issue if gear sets were out from the start. I agree, but I also disagree. I think they'd be less of a problem for sure. But in my personal opinion, I'd still probably find them incredibly frustrating. I may need to go get a lozenge. My throat's a bit tickly. So if there was more heavy rewards on the end of M10s, would the gear grind be worthy of your time? Maybe, right? Like, maybe. I think if you put something that was optional behind it rather than power, that it would at least give you something to aim for. What do you think of the WoW? Oh yeah, man. Let's do it, Edward. Hi, Edward, by the way. I did have a good laugh at this personally. This is absolutely no troll, honestly. Based on Steam charge, is the game dying already? Austin, no. So the players are leaving because the content has been mostly completed, is the actual honest answer, Austin. What will happen is that the game will gradually tail off now, I suspect up until about summer. I don't think gear set storage will bring people back, personally. But I do think a raid will. So, I'm of the opinion that we will see a lowering of players until about summer. And I also think that's okay. I personally love PvP, but the limited game modes is heartbreaking. True. With every 3 months, they'll bring people back. I'm not sure about the first one. I don't necessarily agree that the first one will bring people back. So, what here, I mean, it depends what the spring, like, a new dungeon I don't think brings people back. We've seen new dungeons come and go and the play numbers never moved. Gear set storage is like, are people going to come back for that? I don't know. I don't think so. Spring, it depends. Level, what, the 25 to 45 being reworked? Probably not, you know? So for me, I think summer is actually where people come back. And I do think we'll see people in summer, right? They can speed that up. It seems real simple. I mean, if they could bring this to like now and summer to spring, we'd have a great time. Then let's check out WoW's roadmap. Okay. One, they're doing something this year still. This only came out 3 days ago, by the way. So they're doing something in winter. In spring, they're doing, I actually don't know what that is. Maybe a new expedition, a new dungeon. Heritage Armor seems like a weird, stupid thing to get on here. Holiday updates. That's sort of the same, except the fact that they have season 2 where they have big ass patch, new zone, new raid, new zone. By the way, consider how frequent we were getting new zones, new raid, new PvP season. I mean, to be fair, these two are the big ones, right? Leaderboards. I think leaderboards weren't broke. I think leaderboards were crap. I don't know if it was just. Oh yeah, WoW copying New World, absolutely unbelievable, Jeff. Dungeons bring people back for a few days. Yeah, dungeons barely touch the play numbers, right? If anything, let's have a look at this. I'll show you New World Steam charts. And we can sort of see that what updates did and didn't bring people back. Like, it's not rocket science. I'll tell you what happened, right? The play numbers just declined for a while, right? But let's say they bottomed out here. Well, they didn't really bottom out here. They bottomed out over here. But March, April, May was like Heart of Madness, right? No, I think March, April was Heart of Madness. So there was a new dungeon around here. Numbers didn't change. I mean, we can maybe drill down into a smaller pool, a smaller data set, right? But I don't know about you. I'm not really seeing. There might be this little bump here. Maybe. What did I say? Heart of Madness is Tempest, right? Yeah. So Tempest and Blunderbuss, yeah. May was PvP Arena. Now, the next bump was actually it doesn't even really show on here, but it was July. It was August and July, right? And what that was, you could argue, was Barnacles and Black Powder, but I think it was mainly the Summer Medley Fair and the music profession. So I just don't. There's no evidence that a new dungeon, which we had one here and one here, really brings people back. Then this is Brimstone Sands hype, right? A new zone, sure. But I don't. They may come back for. They probably do come back for a little bit, right? I'm not saying they just don't show it all. I just think it's not the main. It's not like the main thing that changes the numbers. Now we can have a look at what's happening with the numbers recently. Let's do that. Now you might, if you saw this, you'd be like, man, this game is dead. I feel like there's enough dungeons, is what I'm saying personally. Expeditions can work at bringing people back if they put best named items in there. Yeah, so this is a fair question, right? Is what should the expeditions do? At the minute, they don't really do enough with them, I don't think. What brought me back was the second round of streamer hype with the fresh start service. No, fresh was good. So we can actually see Brimstone versus Fresh on this chart right here. In fact, let's bring it a little bit closer. So here we have the hype of Brimstone. People are excited. Brimstone launched on the 18th of October and the numbers jumped up. But you can sort of see if we took off Fresh, it's not a huge jump, right? Like in August, we were at 45,000 on the 1st of September. And then we got to what? 65,000, 69,000 Capital. Like, you know, in a sense, Brimstone Sands didn't do that much. Fresh, on the other hand, bop. Fresh had a big one. Fresh took us from our previous hype of 69,000 to 120,000. And then the numbers dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And we're now at 44,000-ish, which is, you know, back to August numbers. And this number is going to absolutely sort of tank, right? Streamers like Asman have left, but the quality fixes and new stuff has kept me playing. Well, I think that's a good thing. I do think that has happened, right? But what's going to happen is these people are completing content. A lot of you will be finished the content. You'll probably have done your wars. You'll do your endgame expeditions. You'll do PvP. You might even do some M10s. And then you're like, what am I doing? I've done everything. Everything is completed. Why should I carry on? I don't know. By the way, I never actually played any music. I was going to play the music and then just never actually played it. Now I can't hear anything. So Eagle, yeah, it really depends on the speed at which you do things. I too still have a long way to go, I think, right? I love New World, but there's nothing for you to do. Fair enough, that Edward, that is the problem, right? Few hours a day, yeah. I mean, a few hours a day, yeah, it's still good. But this number, like, there is nothing, in my opinion, that is going to slow this number down. I don't think the spring update or the leaderboards is going to do it. I think we're going to be looking at summer. Hey, 5head. Let me get 5head's link. Absolute legend. That's my face. One of my old videos. Let me get 5head. 5head. Survival gaming. I'll read your actual comment in a minute once I get your link. Go, if you're not already, please subscribe to 5head. If you actually want somebody who knows what they're talking about, then 5head is your man. That and the reality of Fresh kicks in and you need to get to login trophies. It's a very fair point, right? Isn't it? It's like Fresh, you realize the grind you've got to do if you want to be the top people. You've got to get all the trophies. You've got to get all your armor. You've got to get your food. Oh, man. I want to complete 100% of all the achievements. Oh, geez. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. There's a ton to do, but it's not things people want to do. Now, that's my thing with the 5head. I think I might have mentioned it to you a couple of times. That I think New World effectively, it's a bit weird. They want to slow you down because there's not enough content, rather than just let you complete the game. And I wish they just let people complete the game. Like, I think that would be healthier, right? Than frustrating people. Like, if I had all of the best gear right now, I've played a lot. I've played nearly 2,000 hours. Would I not play the game? No. I would play the game because I'd just do PvP and have a bit of fun. But once they get collectibles, then I've not completed it till I've collected everything. Hey, Danny's in the house. I'm struggling with the cough still, by the way, for anybody wondering. Let me get Danny's link as well. Danny mainly streams on the old Twitch. Well, obviously Team Red over here. They need to fix the achievements first. I mean, technically he's not wrong, you know. My man's not wrong. Go give Danny a follow, a subscription if you can, please. But Chris says, surprisingly, not that hard besides the faction unlocked achievements. I probably need to just do an achievement stream at some point. So if they can nail doing content release streamer event rhythm, they could do very well. So I do agree with you, Danton. No, New World is in a classic planned lull. Lull, I think. It's a planned downtime, basically. I still have a few things I'm after, but overall I think I have everything. Will you stop playing Fivehead, or will you just do the content you like? Fun PvP today, Danny. Oh, what is Danny up to today in the old PvP world? Danny, by the way, when, for example, something like Throne and Liberty comes out, there's a very, very high chance, if Danny will have me, this is, that me and him will be just playing on the same server, and probably I'll try and get in his company. So if you want to like join that, please do. I'm sure he'd happily have you. It depends how hardcore PvP is going, because I'm not very good, but then again, he always says he's not very good, but I'm pretty sure he's better than I am. Collecting ward gear for all the expeditions is keeping me going. See, Martin, I understand that, but I just think it's such a frustrating grind that it's not a good one. I could do with Katie. I don't know if she's available. I could do with getting like a throat lozenge or something. I might have one in my bag. Bear with me a second. I'm not good. We just bring good people with us. Oh, saying that, Danny, I did win 6 arenas in a row the other day. The other day being last night. So I think I'm actually a pro. You're still going to play. Just bear with me. I'm looking for a lozenge. My throat's tickling me. Come on, bag. I'm like honestly, I'm like a woman with a handbag. I have a bag that I just have everything in. I don't know if I've got any lozenges. What do I have? I've got some diarrhea tablets. Got some diarrhea tablets. Anybody got diarrhea? Didn't know that was in there, did I? It's always worth having some diarrhea tablets. What else is in here? Got some Bonjela. Oh, the one thing I want, I don't have. I'm crapping myself now, though. If you've got diarrhea, I can't promise anything when Nightingale drops, though. Yeah, I know a few people are hyped about Nightingale, right? I spent some days just to collect all the pages, but there are so many bugged. I don't know what. I don't know people that play since Alpha and love New World. PvP are taking breaks now since the outlook is underwhelming right now. They really need to announce the expansion. Yeah, I sort of feel like they do. I know Fivehead's going to be all over that Nightingale. It's going to be hype, right? But I mean, Transmog will definitely be more fun. I do agree, fam. Once we get Transmog, it'll make a lot more sense. A lot of people better PvP are burned out and sad about the roadmap. I mean, I got burnt out of War. I burnt myself out with Wars within like 2 to 3 months. I was just like, why am I doing that? I just don't care about this. I mentioned this before, but there's definitely missing an aspect. New World should organise... yeah, there should be ranked PvP, and they should do, like, esports stuff, right? I'd love esports. I maybe cover it myself. I'd be like, oh, and he's hitting with the ability that I don't know the name of. Oh, my God, it's absolutely carnage. And here we have Danny, who's not really a very good player, but he's actually been carried to this event, and look at him smash. I'm kidding, Danny. I love you. You need a better graphics card. Fair enough. I mean, the game's not overly well optimized. What do you think about in-game company recruitment? I mean, Rid Helmet's as good as any other game, really. I mean, there could be a board like a group finder, but I don't really care about it myself. Oh, bye, Austin. Sorry, I missed your stuff. Hey, Paris. You started a new character in Kronos Fresh server, but I still have my main, which is dying. I would like to know your main server to join you with some friends. By the way, I pretty much play on my own. I'm in a company called Bards of Barry with Mad JJ. I don't really play enough to like warrant playing with people, but I'm on Barry, in case that didn't give that away. I would happily play with you. If you ever get lonely, play with your toys. What is that? It's a Bewitched song. It says, play with the boys, play with the girls. You ever get lonely, play with your toys. Team Barry. Danny's on Barry, if you want somebody who can PvP. Fivehead's in a company called My Bank. I tried to be in a company called Spank and Bank. They wouldn't let me have it because of the word spank. It's unfortunate. Even if PvP isn't perfect, people love competition. Yeah, competition's really good. I agree with you. Yep, 2 to 3 months of war, and I was like, yeah, what's up with PvP? Yeah, so that's what I did. I did the wars, then I did the mutations, got to like an M10, and then stopped. Esports is expensive to run, but this is Amazon, right? Oh, Danny's trying to abuse the musket. Classic. Got to take every advantage you can get, you know. Normal gameplay on lowest is like 15 to 45 frames per second. Yeah, I sometimes just get random lag. Like, I was streaming yesterday and the game was just stuttering all the place when I was outside of Everfall. But then I went into Arena and it was like perfect. I was like, what? Why? What has changed? What did I do? I didn't do anything. Jay and Danny and Fivehead, you guys in Barry. I'm transferring tomorrow. Oh, Fivehead is not on Barry. Fivehead is in... I think you were in... I want to say you were in El Dorado, but I don't know if that even exists anymore. You're on Valhalla. There you go. Fivehead is American. Or Canadian? Are you Canadian? Are you Canadian? He's North American. Esports bleeds money. Yeah, that is true. Canadian. There you go. I had a feeling you were Canadian, and then when I said it, I was like, "Why do I think you're Canadian?" I just must have remembered it from somewhere. I started like 3 weeks ago, and I almost have 65 gear score. And I have to say, I'm already feeling like it's hard to play because of the lack of players at certain times. Maybe it's just my server though. Zalk, if you're on fresh, then we need to see some fresh merges, right? We need fresh merges. We need fresh merges. Boom, 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 boom. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why they're so goddamn slow with that. I like, the writing is on the wall, and they just don't do anything about it. And then they did that system. I actually enjoyed the system where they were like, "Hey, if you've not played for a while, we're going to put you on a random ass server or let you pick." That was a good thing. I enjoyed the fact that they tried that. Didn't really work out too well. I still think you're limited to the server you're on Fresh. So I don't think you can transfer to Fresh, and you can't transfer to Legacy yet, I don't think, Danny. I haven't checked it though. Yeah, Edward, a lot of servers do need merges. They need to hurry up with the transfers from Fresh to Legacy and merges as well. Yeah, for sure, agree. I think Fresh came a little too soon, but people wanted it. Now, I agree. I said we should have, in theory, waited for the whole rework of the leveling experience, right? But people liked it. They wanted it. The numbers popped off. I still think the systems are a bit crap, but the game worked. Fresh for me is what launch should have been. The game would still have tanked all of its players, right? Like, because that's what an MMO does. So for me, it was sort of Fresh 2.0. Sorry, Launch 2.0. I still think that New World's key turning point wasn't Brimstone Sands. I know, Danny, I once said to you in your chat, I don't think it's Brimstone Sands. I think I actually said it on a video. I said it's a paid expansion. That's when I think things need to change. If I don't see some things in a paid expansion or the correct direction, in my opinion, I will stop playing because I will know the game isn't for me. Like, that's my actual moment. If they keep certain things with no improvements or no acknowledgement of it being an issue or people not liking certain things, that will be the point. Leaderboards would have kept Fresh alive a lot longer, something to chase for a few months. I really don't know what the delay is to leaderboards. Is it because they were crap or is it because it was broke? Like, I don't think we actually know the answer to that, right? Probably would not have come back if not for Fresh. Yeah, so that's the thing, Danton. And it's like, would you have come back if Fresh happened in a year's time? Well, we might have games like Throne and Liberty and stuff like that, you know? They were crap. I can't imagine AGS is currently making profits, even if I buy all the skins. The leaderboards were crap. Like, I don't disagree with you. I actually, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is quite cool. I made a video being like, oh, this is quite cool. And then when you sort of got into it, you're like, it's actually a bit crap in it. Yeah, wasn't that interesting. You made a tune on Fresh, leveled it to 0 to 60, enjoyed the new missions at the start. As soon as I hit 60, lost my way with progression. I just went back to my main. In reality, that's because you're doing the same thing, right? Like, the thing that you'd be doing on Fresh and Legacy at level 60 is the same thing. You're just doing it again. Whereas at least the leveling sort of felt different in a way, even though it wasn't that different from like 25 onwards. New World is a game to show and sell their engine. I don't think they're selling their engine, Lumatrix. At this point, ain't nobody buying New World's engine. If anything, it's a showcase of what not to do. I'm being extremely negative, Emmanuel. I mean, am I? I mean, I'm just effectively just reading the chat. I don't think I'm actually saying anything that bad. I stand by everything I've said. I'm not going to try and cater to you. It is what it is. Have a beautiful day. The biggest L was spending all the time and money redoing level 1 325 when it lasts like 2 hours. Yeah, but I think they needed to do that, right? New World is amazing. The sand looks great. Their engine made a terrible first impression. It's like with all due respect, Emmanuel, are you reading the same chat I'm reading? like, ain't nobody here being like, hey, New World is just such an incredible, beautiful, visually appealing game with gameplay that is unmatched with any MMO. It truly should be the greatest MMO of the year and will be the next biggest MMO for the next 10 years. Like, ain't nobody saying that. Come on. I will dare not criticize the New World. But the final range weapon, have I heard of the mini repeater? Are you talking about the musket? What's all the hype on Ashes? Now that this is a topic. Ashes is promising a lot. Like, if Ashes comes out and it actually promises what it says it's going to promise, people will be happy, right? I mean, I like the combat in New World. I'll tell you the bit that I really liked in New World. I went in some PvP arena and I was like, this is good. I normally, going out post-rush, and think, this is good. Can't really do that when you're just getting shot from like 200 meters and you're like, what's going on? But I still think the combat's really good. I still like it. I think the systems are the thing that are the problem with New World. I don't think it's the day-to-day gameplay. It's the systems, right? Ashes is... I like the thing about Ashes of Creation, right? I think Stephen once said, we don't have to worry about scope creep because our scope is already quite big. And you're like, fair play. Fair play. Let me just speak to Katie briefly while I can just ask you, is there any chance you could bring me a throat lozenge? She said no. I'll give you £1. Don't have £1 on me. I don't know how I would do such a thing. I've done more in New World than most people, and I feel I can say with confidence, and I like it, but it needs a ton of work. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think if anybody comes in and tells you that New World is perfect, they're on something, right? I feel like AGS needs to take New World out of maintenance mode if they really want the game to succeed. Yeah, it does feel like, I feel like they need to throw a little bit of like caution to the wind now. I think they got hurt too much at launch, and I think they just need to like pump out some content now. Not sure everyone expects a complete game after a little over a year from a content and technical perspective. I know. So, Van, I actually think the thing that New World needs to do, and I've said this a couple of times, is that I think New World needs to let you finish New World. Like, it's like they are actively stopping you from finishing the game. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's to retain players. But I don't think it's very successful at it, because all that happens is people take breaks anyway. Like, let people finish the game and come back for the patch. Like, if it was easier to get BIS gear, right, and then the new expedition added some extra little bits of BIS, people would come back and play it. Yes, I'm talking about vertical progression, I think. Why is New World content so slow, you think? Well, I think the actual answer to that is because they were bitten at the start of the game. They made some changes very quickly, And I think they believe those changes backfired and there were a lot of issues, right? Personally, I think there were a lot of issues with the game's coding, full stop, and I don't think it matters how quickly you moved. I think they would have happened anyway. But, you know, I think they've been bitten, so they're now shy. Thank you, they're perfect. Thank you. Let me take one of these. My throat's very tickly, I don't know why. Probably because I've been coughing all, like, 2 weeks. I think finishing the game depends on the player. For crafters, for example, the game is never over. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not actually saying... Oh, thank you, Danton. Have a beautiful Christmas, by the way. Merry Christmas. Have a great Christmas. Hey, Black Arrow. Hey, Black Arrow. I didn't know you were on here. I don't know. Do you have a YouTube? I've got to confess, I didn't know you had a YouTube. I know you have a Twitch channel. Oh, you do have a YouTube. I did not realize this. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to do what I was going to say. I was going to say subscribe, but I'm going to subscribe. Let me get over here. Let me post a link in the chat. Please subscribe to Black Arrow. I'm not going to play Diablo 4. Sorry, I just have no interest in the game. Let me subscribe. I have now subscribed. I'm hard stuck in New World till the Star Wars MMO comes out. Till the Star Wars. Who's making the Star Wars MMO? It was rumored. Is it Zenimax? Make sure you get an early night. Santa is coming. Somebody, Katie, may be helping Santa right now. I have no problem with Diablo. It's just not a game for me. I wish there was some way. It's way easier for me to say what I think should happen to the game. I'm probably wrong, right? I have no insider expertise. I'm not the biggest MMO player out there in the universe, but I would say that New World should learn lessons from other MMOs, and I shouldn't be the one to tell them that. I just give my feedback on what I think, and that's it. How's my day been so far? Yeah, all right. We went to Katie's parents to see her brother and stuff like that today. It's Christmas Eve, obviously. Tomorrow we'll be doing all the usual Christmas stuff, seeing all the family and stuff like that. I hope you're having a fantastic Christmas right now. I hope you're getting ready for Santa Christmas. I hope are you getting ready for Santa Christmas?
I am, but carrying everything up and down the stairs on my own.
Katie's carrying up and down on her own. She said, I'm carrying everything up and downstairs. Hey, Katie, if there's anything heavy, just be careful when you're going down the stairs. if you're struggling, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Take your time. You're welcome. Well, he's 12 years old. Yeah, exactly. I know WoW's not perfect, but you know what I mean. Santa already visited. Where are you from, Kelgos? Are you from Germany or are you from, like, Australia? I'm desperately sucking on this. And I've got a lot of experience. I'm gonna get punched later on, I think. Wait, so do you have the classic thing in Finland where you open your presents on Christmas Eve? What is it the eve of if you're opening your presents? Do you then get excited about Christmas Eve? Are you off work on Christmas Eve? What is there a word for Christmas Eve? Okay, in Finland and Germany, they already opened their presents.
Oh.
I don't get it. What do they do on Christmas Day? I don't know. What's going on? What's the point? 24th evening. What would you add to the game, Jay, regardless of what you think the game needs? Oh, there's a couple of things right now the game needs. The PvP reward track should have been a vendor. Ward gear should be one type of ward gear. They should do these overnight, by the way. These are the things I think they should do, like, now. PvP, Outpost Rush, and Arena should give you more Umbral Shards. What else? Faction gear, there should be a 590 faction gear minimum. These are all things that I think they could do with minimal effort. If I wanted a bit more effort, a new Outpost Rush. Cross Realm is going to be super important for that, like a new battleground. Ranked PvP. I don't know. I'm just PvP gear should just be a gear from the vendor like it is in WoW. Yeah, I agree with you, Tebra. I just think it should be a vendor rather than random. Generally, making factions more meaningful would be nice. Like, I was trying to think of things that are just quick. Like, I agree. There should be hotspots in the world where you have to go and fight for gear and stuff like that, so you actually cause PvP. There should be quite a few things like that, but yeah. Our Christmas is in 15 days, 7th of January. Wait, whose Christmas is in 7th of January? It must be somebody with a... Is it with a different calendar? Is it like China or something, Eagle? Whose Christmas beta release? Not Christmas Eve. They don't seem to worry about the game being light on content. They have no sense of urgency to fix combat-related bugs. Yeah, so if I'm honest, I would prefer that they just let people finish the game, fix the game, and then add content. Orthodox Church in Serbia. All right, fair enough. It's in Russia. All right, fair enough. Honestly, flabbergasted Amazon still cursed to keep this game alive. My favourite game of all time for the first few months. No, it's a good... With all joking aside, the combat is really the only reason I play New World, right? And if the systems I sort of just want to be... I would take a classic MMO with New World's combat. I'd take World of Warcraft with New World's combat. Every single day, I would be ecstatic. I would be over the moon, right? I'd be jumping for joy with that. Unfortunately, it's like they've taken a good combat system and put it in a set of systems that are super frustrating. And I don't really think are overly fit for purpose, basically. So that's what I would dearly like to see. So, I mean, so you guys are all talking about Christmas. Well, I hope you're having a great Christmas. Give me some money on Barry. How much do you need, Defi? What level are you? I'll give you a grand. I almost said 100k then. I'm definitely not giving you 100k. Not unless you give me something in return. That's actually against TOS, so don't say I said that. Depends what it is. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, the wife just walked past. We'll not tell her. You're on Barry as well. Oh, Eagle's on Barry. We're all on Barry. Cross-server instant PvP and PvE is the most important thing. You need 150k. Oh, I'm not giving you 150k, mate. Jesus Christ. I think I also would like... Weirdly, I think the way New World is right now, that there should be a group finder auto button. You should just be like, hey, if I'm gear score 625, I press this button and you just merge us, you just do it. You just give us the group and you kick us in. You can carry me to an M10. I'm still not paying you 150k, mate. I ain't paying 150k for a carry. The going rate's like 20-25k. Agreed. I think that takes away some of the toxicity. Once you let... It's like wars, right? Wars, I think Danny said this on his stream the other day. People are picking and choosing for wars. It's like, hey, if you're bad, we're not having you. Show us your gear, we're not having you. Whereas M10s, people are now doing that because it's like, link me your gear, we're not having you. I'd like people to just take that out. I ain't paying 15k. I have the stuff for an M10. I could just do it myself. I'd rather just do 2 bronzes, right? At Gear Score 625, you hate wars. I don't mind. I like them, but they're a bit repetitive. I feel like combat could use more buttons or abilities, ultimate abilities, and a nice touch to the game. I agree with you. By the way, I've just realised time has crept up on me, right? So what I'm going to ask you all to do is to join me as we now move over to talk about Throne of Liberty on my alternative channel. Now, I am actually going to try and raid myself. Now, I would say that I don't know how this is going to work. So, this may not work. But we're going to try it anyway, right? This may absolutely be an absolute colossal fail. This is going to be an interesting thing. Oh my god, okay, this is wrong. Oh, I already have a problem. My resolution is already naffed. Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm trying to raid myself. This is going wrong. Everything's going wrong in life. Everything's going wrong. Let's video. Let's just not scale you. Okay. Let's start streaming it. I'm trying to raid myself. It is happening. I need to... Oh, what's going on? Bear with me a second, guys. I'm trying to raid myself. This is not going well. It's going really badly. Okay. We're trying to go there. I don't know what's going to... It's supposed to do it automatically, right? How do I do this? I don't know how I do. Also, the camera is just not working, but let's worry about that in a minute. I have. So let me just see. How do you redirect? It should redirect automatically, right? Okay, I'm just going to end the stream, and it should redirect. It should redirect us over there. Thank you very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. I'm going to end the stream and hope that it will redirect us, okay? I love you all. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you. We're going live. I think we already are live. So, this is not going well. I love you all. Have a beautiful Christmas. Please join me on the other channel. I'm just going to press end. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.